Hello, everyone. We're into game 2 of the semifinals here. We've got Limos versus Cosmic Express. Cosmic Express going to be on team 1 now, I believe it is, for the ANS. That is consisting of Quiz, Highball, Kalmia, and Toasty Medic. Dropping in team 2 for Limos, we're going to see Heaven Based, which is Herman, WZ Snipes, Xenophon of Athens, and then Hellcringe, which is Hunter. So I'm joined in the caster box here by Scapegoat.
Hello, all.
All right, so we're going to be trying to co-cast and go through these things. We had a lovely first game on Yukon that was going to be awarding a win to Team Limos. So currently, Cosmic Express facing elimination in here. They're going to have to really pull it back now. They have swapped sides, and we'll see just what tools they brought to destroy each other.
Taking
a look at deploys.
Look at this large cluster from Limos here by the DC side here. Looks like they're putting most of their assets there.
Looks like a bit of right side heaviness as well for the ANS side. Just both teams kind of favoring a right side rotate, but at the same time, Limos doing some stuff to see off that E point.
This is fairly standard for Honeycomb, honestly. ANS really does prefer the E side, where OSP likes the D side, but we will see what each team brings. There are scattered assets on each side on the
obligatory cappers and Overwatch assets, sensors, that sort of thing. Still, we might see a 90-degree rotation as is common to Honeycomb. Typically, both teams going to rotate 90 degrees to the E point and D point respectively, then play it down the 3 lanes of the A, C, and B points and see where they go. Sometimes we get the head-on collisions, which is always fun when both teams just immediately smack into each other and then turn it into a bloodbath where you had to pick it up in like the next quarters. All right, just went on Kalmia to click that button.
Or we could
just make sure that nothing's broken.
Wait 10 seconds. That works as well. Looks like Quiz is playing the Cat Fleet on Cosmic, which shouldn't be a surprise.
What do we see on the drop?
I see a 450. I see a 450 liner here with 100 mil sidearms.
I'll do the ANS run through quick, and then we'll look at the board. Then you can do OSP. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, let's see. Where are we starting off? Top of the list, we're going to see Kalmia, the gun machine, 450 broadsider with rebounds on it. Probably rapid cradles. Yep, has rapid cradles. Nice stuff. Got one of those, and then 2 of them nearby going for that 450 broadside gaming. Highball going to be running solo Axford here. 450 on the front, VLS2 on the back. Is that a Greedford? That is a Greedford. Mark 61 cheeks on that. Very nice. Okay. What's your backpack? Okay, knocking out some size 2, spread 6. Cool. Highball also going to be investing in 1 railstone and 2 railstones, operating a little bit dispersed there. Nice stuff. Got a bullseye Pinard Corvette to facilitate a bit of that locking and spotting and stuff. Quiz comes in with the Cap Fleet. Got a classic Beamstone goalie here. Quick check on that. Yep, looks like that's going to head towards C point. They got themselves one of those gun bricks we saw in the first game. Going to be joined by another one. Okay. Ooh, this one's got Auroras and a VLS2. Nice.
This is the more typical loadout you see for these police frigs. One with guns, one with defense.
Yeah. Nice little police pair in there. Spyglass on one, and then Parallax the other. Cool stuff. Okay, we're going to see a third frigate going down here towards, looks like the D side. Pinard, VLS. Ooh, missiles on this thing. Okay, got some hybrids in there and Naganatas too. Cool stuff. Seeing a little gun capper going A point, gun capper going D point, naked capper going C point, and naked capper towards E point. Lastly, Toasty Medic coming with a triple carrier. Okay, hello.
Oh.
This is a build.
Peculiar. Why is...
just pure triple variety of Santos on these. Okay.
One of them says that it's out of munitions for missiles. You seeing that too?
Yeah, looks like they may have just loaded or perhaps didn't remember to equip ammunition, question mark.
Curious.
Medic with a questionable build there, very expensive. Okay, let's take a look at the board state before we go over to OSP. A cap goes through for Quiz, and looks like B cap at the same time for Xeno. Hey, tell you what, Scape, why don't you tell me what the OSP's brought to the board right now?
OSP, well, Herman appears to have brought a 5-monitor swarm here, putting bombshells into the C point. Looks like they are, I think that's a pause fire, right? They have no tracks up there. Yeah, they are pause firing to perhaps warn off Quiz not to go to the point today.
Saw them actually make a little error there. They fired their shot and then set to weapons hold again. They've got the position fire expecting the rollout. They're trying to have this thing pre-aimed for when that shuttle, or Corvette rather, steps onto the point here.
Right.
Smart play experience showing its way there.
Here that Hunter is using 3 liners here. 2 of them are 250 broadside, and one of them is an obelisk with plasma. That is a very scary combo to be engaging at close range.
Ooh,
The
yep,
C
that's a
point
nasty
here.
can opener.
I have to stop reviewing the fleets really quick to see what's going on at C point. Massive engagement here, as it looks like both teams have a lot of assets trying to contest here. We saw the beam from Quiz deny the C point here. Quiz's cap ship in turn getting turned away by the bombshells. The monitors return fire on these police frigates here, which are putting fire into the shuttle on C. And I have a feeling that C is not going to be secured for a moment.
Doesn't look like it.
Snipes has
they are trying to pause fire those frigates, actually, which is a fun little
really
tech outside of sensor range. Yeah,
interesting. Okay. Snipes has brought the fleet carrier. It's all Barracudas. Why would it not be? All of them are in pre-flight. Most of them are in pre-flight. All right. Well, you know,
has some assets airborne.
That is true. We have Fencer Squadron is R1 Rocket Squadron. Perhaps it looks like they're trying to go over the police frigs, but that is a lot of distance to cross. And yeah, SDMs are out. Fencer is probably going to get turned back here, or turned to scrap. That works too.
That's going to be immediate splashes.
Already losing several craft. They are down to just 3. Yeah, and Fencer, are they still committing? They are still committing. They're still going.
Gonna walk into those Auroras already hot and ready for them.
Jackal Squadron has found the other frigate, taking a lot of SDMs as well. Fencer Squadron electing to turn back as to not lose the 3 remaining craft. Jackal has also been reduced to 3. They're still going. Those are more AMMs inbound on them. All right, and last
gonna run out of fuel there.
Right. Last but not least, Xenophon has the 450. Oh, it's a 450 liner dad cap fleet. So we got the 450 liner to anchor points here. It looks like they are sending it onto the E point here to contest it. Looks like they have these MMTs. These are MMTs. We have 1 of them, 2 of them, not 3 of them. What is this thing? This is a gun tug with no additional mounts. Okay. Interesting. Looks like they brought 2 of them.
A little way to
3
add
of them.
firepower if you want to go with your tugs. Kind of put them in formation, double the C-30. I kind of like it.
They had 1 empty cap ship. They had 3 of them. 1 of them is dead on the C point. 2 of them remaining. 1 of them taking E is detected, and there is a lot of ANS assets there to destroy it. And the other one...
those assets might be a little occupied right now.
The other one heading
Highball's starting to get opened up on.
D point. Oh, Hunter is already in range of this first Axford.
Getting that broadside off there, and 250 is kind of scary when you're a Axford. You can take some of those hits pretty well and shut them off, but still.
Highball is bow on, so they're going to be bouncing most of the incoming shells. Rail's coming in to provide some fire support as these
Rail's
liners.
not going to do the most against those liners, but still a little bit can help.
I thought those were missiles out on the. I thought those were missiles out on the liners. No, those are Naganatas out on the combat air patrol that was sent to protect the liners.
Take a look over. Jackal flight tried once again.
Jackal got their missiles through. Despite taking heavy losses, they do get the strike through. This thing has no restores.
Reactor bloom incoming and no damage control team.
That is, yep, that's a kill. So they
technically could scram that and survive.
If you scram it, the thing is, if they scram it, they're gonna be pretty much mission killed.
They still got that whiplash drive, though, so they can still get around. So enough to step on a point. We'll see if that matters. Anyway, some fishtail missiles coming out here. Size 2 hybrids going towards the tugs on E side there.
These were from the backpack of Highball's Axford, I believe, correct? Yes.
Looks like it. That or it was Highball. Yeah, Highball had the
These
backpack.
are Command SAR H. No track on the ship they're firing at. Only a burn-through track. Those are going to miss.
Swing and a miss. Jamming going to do that away. E point is capped by the OSP. Worth noting, A point is capped by ANS, B point and E point are capped by OSP. No one has managed to step onto the C point or D point yet.
Speaking of D, an empty ship is stepping onto the D point, though. Although Quiz has played this this gun capper really wide and is using it as, looks like a defensive asset. It has been locked, though. I believe it's by this. No, it's not. What has locked you? Oh, MMT up above. That's what's locked in.
That would do it then, yep. So MMT to see off that defensive asset overextends a bit, trying to contest that point. So
also gunfire support from this strange gun tug as well, providing fire support. I want to know what the idea behind these gun tugs is.
I think
because
it's just added firepower.
is it?
Size 3 hybrids coming out here towards D point, looking for that. These are expensive anti-tug munitions if I ever saw them. EO gonna find that shuttle and see it off before it gets that cap in a second.
Those are EO awake. Yeah, that's a dead capper. D point is
I think it's
denied.
dead, Jim.
However, I don't think that Quiz is gonna live here.
Yeah.
That MMT is going to mop up that ship pretty quickly here.
Speaking of mop up, Blackjack and Eagle Flight's airborne. They've got a bunch of bombs in their payload bay. A couple of them have some anti-craft munitions, though. Gonna clean up Fencer pretty handily. Look for something else on that side of the board.
Blackjack is providing support for Eagle here, as Eagle... Yeah, Eagle's just a bombing squadron. Perhaps maybe going out on the
and then bombing
tug?
Subsequence.
MMT
Command
gets
seekers
commands.
onto that.
Yep, that target is
That's
locked.
a
Those
very
should
dead
hit. Yeah,
tug.
that
Corvette.
that Corvette is not going to. Yeah, it's gone.
Good night, Sweet Prince.
I love it.
Does get a drive overload coming in 2 minutes, so we'll
Eagle
watch that.
though has the bombs. Are committing onto this this tugboat here. The tugboat's Pavis is an arc. Might be able to.
Oh no, it's
defend.
probably not set to area. They're right on top.
no,
of
it's
it.
not.
It's
It's
not
not.
gonna shoot them.
Oh
Bomb's
no!
gonna find their way in.
Is it enough? It lives.
Snipes the rapid locker, which is not essential. Reinforced drive does survive, so
Reinforced drive in the big slot, absorbing all of the damage. Looks like Eagle Squadron, though, they still have bombs, though. If they circle back around, they can, yeah, they're on high burn. Looks like they're trying to get distance so they can circle back around and make sure that tug is dead. But by the time they do
that tug actually, hold on a second, that tug is undetected because the spyglass was killed earlier, so they have to swoop around and then get their tasking right with
Eagle's
just local
swapping
radar.
back around. That's why they went out so far. But it looks like D Point's going to get capped before Eagle Squadron can get their bombs off. Yeah, they're going to get the kill. They're going to get the kill, but unfortunately for them, not soon enough to deny D. I think those are going to kill this tug. Yep.
There's
all right.
the crippling hits we
it took
expected
to the last one to actually kill it, and I got really surprised there for a second. I'm like, oh my gosh, is this thing going to survive?
Does mean, though, OSP currently sits on a 3 cap, ANS holding only the 1. Frontline fight has kind of developed on the E point, but still, ANS playing it very far outside.
Yeah,
the
these
kind of just
Axfords
relegating themselves to their deploy zone.
These Axfords are way wide. Hunter with the close range liners here in the middle of the map, very much discouraging ANS to do any pushes at all.
So I talked a little bit before about how teams will develop one side of the map and kind of cut across that middle, trying to play 3 lanes. Hunter doing exactly that here, as we see they've just controlled this middle space, projecting a kind of no-go zone for 8 kilometers or so around them. ANS in turn forced into open space where they can dodge around and generally evade fire, but they need to find an angle to push into and commit their forces. Otherwise, they're just going to find themselves relegated to the outside of the map as OSP holds their 3 cap.
OSP also might be able to get C here. It looks like they're electing not to. They don't have a lot of assets up there other than the monitors and liners, and there is still that beam keystone overwatching the point from Quiz. That being said, though, if they can get a light asset onto the C point, it'll force the keystone to go out of cover to the monitors and liners to deny it.
Xeno does have tugs nearby, but might not want to be committing them, worried about potential beam coverage or missiles up there.
And I mean, honestly, if you're OSP at this point, you might as well just play defensive. You have the cap lead, you have the point lead. You're in a very advantageous position with ANS being pushed so far out of position wide on the E flank here. Until ANS makes a move, you're pretty safe to just kind of turtle and play defensive.
Bold Flight looking to find Eagle near the A point here. He's going to be a bit of a awkward fighter engaged as they quickly unmask around a rock. Bunch of missiles getting wasted.
Going into
rocks. Has a gun capper nearby to help, but 14 Barracudas versus 6 Tantos.
These
my
are
money's on
loaded
the Barracudas.
with... Yeah, these are 20 mil, 35 flechette. They should be able to clean up the outnumbered Eagle Squadron. Although that being said, Eagle Squadron maneuvering on high burn around this rock, deciding not to commit, trying to stay in cover as much as possible. It should also be noted that
Trying to give him the runaround, but
yeah, Eagle is the
returning
bomber squadron, so they do not have many anti-craft things at all other than the 20mm gun. Yeah, they're just gonna get picked apart by Bolt. Fire support from the shuttle is. Not the shuttle, the sprinter is definitely
does
helping.
Pick up one Fencer Flight, though, going to say something about this coil gun and 35 mil gun pod.
Whoa, yeah,
often.
That's certainly a decision. Normally you just see missiles on Tontos, but Yeah, Bolt. It looks like Bolt has Bolt has detected Fencer and is electing to leave.
Yeah, they got their
Although
pickoffs. They're going to try and stay with them. Eagle Flight
Eagle still
in
has 20.
pursuit,
Yeah,
though,
Eagle
getting some
has 20
splashes
mil. As
here.
long as Bolt doesn't engage Eagle, Eagle can just fire at will with the 20 mil.
Bolt retreats back, does some things. Quiz moving their police pair from the C point over here onto the D side, trying to develop.
Oh,
that
but Bolt
avenue
turns
of battle
around.
space a
Bolt
bit.
turns around.
Yeah.
Splashes Eagle. Looks like they're trying to clean
Trying
up
to
Eagle
burn
so
commit
they
on
can.
target.
They're committing on Defensor Squadron.
So Coiled Toes square off against like 20 mil and 35 mil in close quarters here. Even split so far as both teams just tearing each other apart in the skies.
It's like the advantage
Fencer down to
is
9,
OSP. Yeah,
Bolt to
advantage
11.
advantage OSP. Fencer losing a lot of craft really quickly there. The lack
Bolt
of
has
missiles.
that strength in those close quarters brawls with the 35 mil and the 20 mil just holding down the trigger versus Fencer
Razorback
kind of on the joust.
appears to be diving from the front. No, Razorback is getting engaged by. That is a lot of Barracudas here. 14
Oh yeah,
plus
Hot
18.
Rod and Jackal top of the map. 18 and was it 14 at first. Jackal has bombs, which is going to hurt their maneuverability a little bit, and they're stuck in the dogfight. Wanted to go for that push. Quiz with the Aurora Frig got to be cooking away at this blob as well.
Bolt Squadron finishes up. They have killed the entirety of, I think that was Fencer Squadron down there, as Blackjack starts taking heavy losses from Jackal and Hot Rod. Jackal is bombs. They're going for the police frigs. R1
Bombs
rockets
are
out.
away, going to be finding rockets as well. That is a strike and a half right there.
Rockets to stun and bombs to finish. Jackal is going to make short work of this poor frigate here. Electing to
Frig is
go. Oh, nope.
crippled.
Jackal pulls back, not dropping their bombs. The bomb's not
Keeping the last
authorized.
of the skies.
The bombs
There
are
we
not
go.
authorized. Huh.
Probably just trying to finagle. Don't need to overkill anything like that. So we'll see if they go for any other run or not.
That was a lot of Tonto losses from ANS here, although they still have a lot of squadrons up in the back of the map here.
Decap attempt is tried, but Heaven-based, aka Herman, on the quick approach to that, going to be firing their T-30s with 100 mil. Going to see the immediate thruster knockout on that Sprinter, as is tradition. I swear you look at these things and that breaks.
It's a hitbox twice the size of the rest of the ship for some reason.
Yeah.
So you take one bullet and it dies. The rest of the
We're gonna
ship,
see
the
that
rest of
quickly
the
enough.
rest of the ship won't be far behind, unfortunately, for Quiz with how much 100 mil there is.
Going to see
I think
once
it's
again
gonna-
frontline fleet
is it
able to
gonna-
sweep out through a cap fleet.
I think it's gonna swing off the point here. Yeah, it is.
Just drifting. It is not under command. No, it
It's
does still
under
have the
aux steering.
active.
It looks like they're trying to.
Radar,
It looks like they're trying to get it out of there and keep it alive rather than committing to the point.
So in the meantime, while all this has happened, the front line has existed over on the E point. Looks like Xenophon has been using their 450 on whatever they can get close to. Highball and Calmy in turn firing their 450 and a couple of these 100 mil rounds, kind of finding some of the tugs, doing a little bit of work there. Still, E point has not been capped. Singular liner just providing overwatch with these tugs, going to be doing
Right.
pretty well there.
That liner is also pretty nestled behind cover from all of the Axfords. Although one of them, that being said, one of them looks like it's diving low. There is a track on the liner. Not sure how good the quality is, but the gun machine down low does have a solution. Oh, we have a
Very last
massive
one, I don't see a
furball,
lot
massive
yet.
furball in the middle of the map here.
Holy, yes, indeed.
Oh dear, here we
All
go.
of the Santos coming airborne now as we see them diving on
It should be
barricades
noted that
and
this
just-
engagement is happening within the point defense range of Hunter's liners here.
True.
Although these liners, that being said, the point defense on these
they're
liners.
running away. Hot Rod getting splashed and
Oh,
Bolt as well,
man.
diving out of the safety zone. Immediately just going to get swept as the Tantos take the lead and Lanchester's Laws kicks in. Yep, snowball to victory.
Oof.
So
Do
that's
any
a
of these
lot of the
Tontos?
planes
Do any of
gone.
the? Oh, these Tontos have bombs. They're going for the liners.
Yep, here they come. Gonna
Whistler
be
Squadron
finding
bombs
on
out
one of them.
on one of the liners here, landing a couple hits.
Yeah.
Doesn't-
Saxon taking some damage there.
Structure broken. Yep, the first liner is structure broken. More bombs go out. Looks like some on the obelisk. Although
Sunk
that being
Moose, the
said,
plasma liner, they're getting shot.
Hot Rod
all.
and Bolt still exist. They're still in the area trying their best to clean up some of these craft here. Looks like they're doing a pretty good job at shooting down the bombs. Hunter, the liner's colliding, knocking the guns off of target. Oof.
Hang on, something I'm just looking at here. I think the Hunter might have played this a little too greedily. I don't see any point defense on those liners. That
Yeah, no,
sacrifice is made to get triple, so...
No, it's all 100 mil sidearms, isn't it? Yeah.
Fulcrum flight, though, is getting cleaned up. The last stragglers of the fighters going to be mostly deplaning the
Yeah.
ANS in turn for this. What started as a great fight now turning into a poor one.
Massive losses from Hot Rod and Bolt, although, yeah, that's... ANS cannot be afforded to be losing that many craft at this point after losing so many in the other engagement at D.
Toasty Medic still has a couple of fighter craft they're getting off the deck, but still, big losses on both sides. There's just a furball pretty much like clears the skies in both regards. They have to quickly stop and reset.
E is being secured by
Mamba Flight,
ANS
here. Here we go. Look at this rocket strike going on the hawk side from Highball there.
Oh,
R1's
that's a
not gonna get through the armor, but
that's a hell bomb. That's a hell bomb strike. Those have KBU-22s as a follow-up. The SDMs do clean up some of the craft. Point defense is on from the Axford. It's able to clean up some of these. It does not have any. It does not have any flak. Those bombs looks like some of them are gonna get through.
Consequences of Greedford. Couple bombs get through, knocks out the top gun. Not the worst damage, honestly. It's recoverable.
That Axford is fine, all things considered. ECAP is being secured by ANS here. They've put the lock vet on the E point to secure it. The monitor that was, or sorry, the liner that was trying to deny it is still behind this rock here, unable to get out.
Looks like it was trying to focus its fire onto maybe following up on that bomb strike. Instead, it's going to be in the wrong position here for that.
ANS is going to get the cap here.
Worth noting over on D side, ANS mostly getting swept on their cap fleet. Quiz down to just their
Quiz
wounded,
has been very much bled of assets.
Ooh.
These
There's a
MMTs
fire
and
on that
monitors.
Spyglass Sprig that will eventually burn it down, and then Quiz has just got a singular naked capper, so...
Hunter pushes one of their liners out with its guns facing in the wrong direction.
Yeah, looks like trying to get that angling and just not quite having it might be a formation issue there.
Oh, luckily for Hunter, only one of the Axfords is in firing arc of the liner, and it's the one that just had its top gun removed, so...
True enough.
Although that being said, I think a couple of the other Axfords are running around the corner here. Yep.
Missing power. What the hell?
Toasty still has...
Highball apparently missing power. Weird.
Which one?
Yeah, Toasty does have a couple of planes, like you were going to say.
The Axford
There's not
is
that
powered
much
down.
left in their bank stuff for a triple carrier like that.
Oh, the Axford's powered down. It lost one of its micro reactors on the wing.
Ah, that's what
bombs.
was doing it. Yeah, that's the one. Good spot.
It is. It does have the restores to bring it back, and it is doing so. So it should be fine. ANS does manage to take it to a even cap here, although with the lead that OSP has. Yeah, Herman is committing one of the monitors to C point. The beamstone that was guarding the C point looks like it pushed out behind cover and just got obliterated by the liners.
Yep, that's the risk you get. Again, that 8-kilometer death range for that 250. If you're a slower, slightly larger target like those destroyers, very squishy, especially against HE rounds in the 200. Heck, just HE rounds, period, against destroyers. Herman walks onto the point here, uncontested, able to commit singular asset and try and get that third cap going. So
that monitors, yeah, should have no problem taking the point there. There is nothing that ANS has up there to stop that from happening. And it looks like one of the
flight over here has a lot of bombs on the E point side. Might be trying to sweep into Xenophon's Volker behind us. They know that there's not that much nearby as they've cleaned up a lot of the right side of the map here. 36 KB-15s and 18 KB-22s. Does Xeno have point defense? Let's find out. They have two Pavises. One of them is inactive due to getting shot up. Kalmia moving into position with the Brain Bullet to immediately follow up on a bomb strike here as we see Toasty go over the top. Going to be committing their attack order now. Black rounds coming out, but they're trying to go for this hell bomb.
No actual proper point defense on this liner. Pretty common, anyways. But I don't think they had enough run up. Hot Rod Squadron, yeah, Hot Rod Squadron pulling back. AMM's out.
AMM's ahoy.
Splash 4 by the looks of it.
Yep. There goes the Pavise starting to kick on there for a second, just trying to get itself into arc.
Oh, it did have a Pavise, perhaps forgetting
it's just on the nose out of arc, unfortunately. That's the issue.
I see.
I believe it had another one just that was
Hot Rod diving in. Yeah, it looks like they're diving it at an angle that is out of arc of that Pavise. Nope, the Pavise just has arc. I do not think it's going to be able to splash enough targets
to get that bomb. Let's see if they get it.
The bomb hits.
Should have the run up.
There they are. Okay.
There's the release. A couple of them out. A couple others not quite getting it. Still, that's enough bombs going to be getting through here. There you go. Good damage dealt here. A bunch of that into
A
the
lot of
structure.
them,
Not broken yet, but
a lot of
still
them
damaged.
hitting the like communications array that has no hitbox on the liner, doing no damage.
Ooh, yeah, big
Unfortunate.
crane and tower on the back
Yeah.
of that thing. So
Absorbing the damage. Love to see it.
big
Crane tank is
C-point
alive and well.
swing over. A couple size 2 hybrids. These fishtails coming out, going after the tiny dandy.
These are
monitor
commands.
here
SAR
on
H.
AMMLA.
There is no illuminators out, and this monitor is not locked. I do not. Oh, one
A
hit.
little bit of interesting there.
Oh, couple
Takes
hits.
out the belly
Take out
gun,
the plasma
but
cannon,
fine
but
otherwise.
restores on that monitor, not a problem. They can just restore it.
Down to the 8-point, though, we're going to see Xenophon going to be moving their way onto that.
Ah.
Again, ANS losing their Kappa presence here and a lot of their screening to go with it. Axfords are developing that E side, trying to punish Xenophon over there, but at the same time, OSP has had total control of the map. Hunter holds down the middle of it and allows a 3-cap across the A, B, and C points here.
More
Missiles
fishtails
from-
out. These are commands primary. Yeah, those aren't going to see the ship here. They're just going to fly and do nothing.
Swing and a miss, maybe running out of fuel even, or getting 20 milled, yeah.
Oh, but that
Coming up
being
there.
said, Hot Rod finishes up the liner on E point. It is structure broken. One restore. All of its guns are gone.
Yep.
Any 450 shell into this thing is just going to kill it.
Just waiting to be collected on. That's what you want to see. The starting of the fight with the 450, the hot rod kind of supportive fleet there, swings the fight. And it's just on your front lines to put it in the dirt properly.
ANS really needs to commit to a push. They're going to have a... looks like Limos is getting the 4-cap there. Yeah, securing A with that tugboat.
So there's the concern here now as we see the 250 is going to be biting into Highball's Axford over here. A little
Right, it
plasma as
has
well.
been plasmid on the front. And that big flat plate by the Mark 68. Massive bullet
Instantly,
magnet. Yeah,
big
there
guns
goes the
taken
gun.
Out. Yep. 250 AP, very good at this for the large hitbox.
Oh, and
Some rockets
Vulture.
for good measures.
Vulture
comes
commits
from
with
above.
rockets. Do they have bombs? They have bombs.
Yes, they do. And
they
they're
are
authorizing
lining
onto
up.
target.
I think the defender on the top, of this Axford knocked out. Nothing to stop these bombs from going through, and that Axford is gone.
Punished for the Greedford. It is out of here. So it is worth noting, though, that OSP did kind of pay for that. The Sunk Moose, the Plasma Throngler is, I believe, the term that we use for that. It is losing a lot of its plasma guns and has been structure broken, so might not survive to can open these other 2 Axfords. Still, though, that's
This monitor swarm does have plasma on it, though, and they're in the
good
same
point as
area.
well on
These
that.
monitors should be able to pull it out enough plasma for the 250.
I was about to say as well, it's like, do you need to kill off these Axfords as they've relegated them to the outside of the map right now? And OSP still pretty healthy on the front line. 5 monitors and like 2 liners still is more than these Axfords can put out for a good amount of time there.
Is
So Carmen
Kalmia
trying to get closer.
drive tanking with these Axfords? Both of them have their drives positioned like directly towards the liners and monitors. I
might just be a
don't
heading
could
thing.
be a heading thing. I don't know if that's intentional.
Whiplash and Raiders with that can tank with a drive. It's worth noting. Typically, you see that build done for like a reinforced style. A little bit of a
Right.
weird one.
I
but
think
does
I think
exist.
this is accidental. I think that's a heading thing.
Most likely just Whiplash drive with no Dragonfly gonna make these things turn super duper slow.
Right.
Brain Bullet not even having the opportunity to fire because the jammer's committing on them and the lack of sensors as the ANS cap fleet just kind of swept out there.
One of the monitors is locked. No comms jamming on these Axfords. They should be able to see it and open up.
See if
Although
they can
there are
get
no
through
fire,
it or
they don't have any
not.
fire orders. These Axfords.
Yeah, I think they're just getting zoned out here.
Oh yeah, they lost the lock. Oh wait, no. They still have the lock on one of the monitors.
I think it's the little lock vet, the Carbonate from Highball that's doing that.
Does
to
the
be able
lock
to provide
vet? The lock
some.
vet has antenna. Is it being comms jammed? No. These Axfords should be more than able to see the
I think they
monitors.
just don't have the fire order. Might have just been tasked with like trying to get heading or other stuff set up.
Perhaps.
Unclear
Looks
on
like they're
that
going
one.
for B point by the looks of it.
D-point
Oh,
cap
look at
is
C.
being attempted
Look at
now.
look at where the
Oops, hang on.
carriers are at C point. Look at this.
Yeah,
Two
they're
of the
trying to go
levies.
for it
Two of the
while everyone's
levies headed
distracted.
C, while the fleet
ANS
carrier on
desperate with a
OSP
4-cap
also
for
is heading
OSP.
C.
Oh no. D-point, like I was gonna say, developed now as that very wounded ship from earlier, still trying to limp its way over, getting more fires before it burns down. CIC is on 7% as fire tick might kill this thing off. Still, Xenophon
Ooh.
has a little
That MMT
multi-mission tug
should
nearby.
be more than enough to deal with this. Yeah. Oh no, there goes the CIC from the fire.
Called
Oh
it.
no. Oh, that is
Ripperonis.
unfortunate.
So, funny moment there as you mentioned the carriers from ANS going to see. Snipes also nearby. We might see these carriers just kind of square off against each other, trying to set on the point and exchange insults.
Carriers don't have any offensive weapons. They're just going to stare at each other, although the two carriers being sent from ANS to the C point are completely deplaned, so they have no defenses. Did either of these carriers have radar? The
Don't think
OSP
so.
one
Probably
has a
greeted to hell.
bridge master. The ANS
No
ones
power
are
for the
ANS
ANS, no.
ones are like maximum greed carriers.
Zeno asking, did that just burn down? I didn't even shoot it yet as the decapper gets killed off. Just be like, wait, did that happen? That's going to be a fun post game. Yeah, Quiz saying,
Yeah.
yep, DC got killed a while ago. Okay, Hot Rod
Unfortunate
engages into
timing.
Arbiter, and Arbiter going to endily swing this one once they can get
ANS
arc.
just has no planes left to do much of anything here,
Yep.
as yeah, Snipes is just going to be able to clean up the remaining craft that they have. One of the Axfords
Just-
getting attacked by the monitors. It's broadside to him. That's not good. Within plasma
Trying to fire
range.
its guns now.
Does have a fire
but
order.
unfortunately just-
Still getting, yeah, these monitors with the jamming. Yep, none of them are detected. The Axford has no idea what it's trying to engage here.
As a Parallax could try and burn through. I thought one of them had an illuminator on it. Might have been the one that got taken out. Let's check Brain Bullet. Yeah, no illumination here to counter that jamming is one of the strengths of the Monitor Quintet, that you can get the very small radar signatures of these. What's the signature size? It's I guess they got a little nearby, but it's about 10,000. You can hide that behind the jammers. One or two of them is enough.
The
At this
rail's
range, you just start
getting
cooking.
rushed down by one of Hunter's liners.
Yeah.
All the way in the
And
back of the
OSP
map here.
recognized and just they have free liberty to go anywhere they want. Hot Rod Flight committing some bombs on a railstone.
I mean, you might as well at this point.
Completely guts the thing in one strike there.
C point is going to ANS here, the carriers on the cap point. Although
8-point contestant as well as Naked Capper versus the little gun tug from Xeno just hanging out down here.
E point looks like it's going to go into the hands of OSB here. The monitor stepping on the point, resecuring that 4 cap. As, yeah, this Axford is getting chewed up really quickly, being broadside to monitors.
Broadside lit up, focus fired by everything,
Hunter,
multiple angles, no
Hunter
escape.
also committing one of their liners onto the B point to defend it. Oh, there's the surrender from Cosmic Express there, as it looks like Limos takes this 2-0.
All right. It's going to be a 2-0 sweep with the elimination there, yeah. Interesting game they're developing. A lot of fighter furballage, a little bit of the cap war on D side, the front line kind of like committing, and then just like 3 Axers being held off by, what was it? Just like the scariness of the triple bulkers and
Right.
then the
Yeah,
450
no.
bulker and the cap rate.
Hunter positioned those liners very well. Was able to just put them on a in a position to completely deny ANS from pushing.
So, first things first, thank you all for playing again, and congratulations to Limos. Commiserations to Cosmic Express. How do you guys find those matches?
It was really fun.
Yeah, they were good.
Those
Those
were
are pretty good.
really good matches.
I wish we had a bit more aggression in the first game, and I very much wish we did not let a single LN stop 3 heavy cruisers in their tracks. That was embarrassing.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say that's kind of honeycomb, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I was quite surprised that that map was still allowed in. I actually thought it got removed. But
Does it have like
whatever.
any pathing bugs or anything? Because
No,
that's
it's-
all that's killed maps.
No,
is-
it just heavily favors OSP. Because of that, like you can push mid with like liner groups and monitor blob, and if ANS tries to push into
that there
it
was
with heavy
one
cruisers, I can't-
LN that if we had run over it, we could have continued to maneuver, but we let it stop us while we were waiting for fire support. I think it was Xenos.
No, the problem is if it's wedged in that corner like that, by the time you divert all your attention to actually swatting it, the rest of the team just collapses on you.
Yeah, it's a really that position in particular is really strong with that center spot, because then you just have a total crossfire on that east side.
Yeah, like it forces ANS to play the outside of the map, which makes it
Yeah.
quite easy in your decision making on how to respond to them.
Yeah, no, we were really hoping for a bomb pick on that line ship, and we actually had apparently a bomb release issue. They lined up and just didn't drop for
Yeah.
some reason the first
It was
time around.
really close,
Two
yeah.
different occasions where I had the run up, I had the 2K, and I don't know what was being fired at my Tantos, but it was forcing them to switch to evade, which I think fucked with the bomb release.
It was probably the S1s.
Maybe.
Oh
I
wait,
don't
on
know.
my liners?
On the one that was
On the
over
midliners, when I made the
Oh.
pretty massive
those
play,
ones.
I figured everything in on that, and if I can remove the liners, then that makes it easier.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I went for bomb release 1.7, and no.
I
Maybe
think
not
it was
quite
the
1.7.
combination. Like I think there is something buggy going on with that. I won't like.
Yeah.
I've been seeing some weird behavior, but I also think that because we also had craft there, when you do the lineup, they're flying in a straight line, and at like 300 meters, the Kudas just can't miss. So it like.
No, I know they
either-
can't. I didn't put all of them on bombs. I had I had ASF wings continuing to fight. Is what
I see. Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
think
I
the
don't know.
Kudas will fire. Well, I think they will, but I don't think they'll prioritize shooting the bomb Tanto if they're being
I don't.
harassed.
I don't know what the prioritization list is either,
Yeah.
so it's hard to say.
Me neither. That was painful for the bombs.
You did structure break one of my liners though.
Nice.
I saw it, and what made me kind of fucking annoyed at the end of the day,
Yeah, I remember.
I don't know. It was fucking good on WZ.
Dude, I fucking hell died. Like, almost all my craft. Like,
You
Looking
think
at
you
engagement
held died?
beat
I held
95.
died.
yeah, but I was also in Hunter's PD net. Like,
What PD net?
Exactly.
why did you tell me to guard you? You're actually useless.
I had 6 bastions. That was it. Wasn't doing anything though. After just like immune to it.
I tried to bombshell stuff, but it doesn't. like,
No,
doesn't
it
do
just doesn't
anything.
anymore. I saw that though, and it did get me a little scared.
It
Yeah.
was do a little bit of
You know,
damage.
I mean,
There was-
5%.
there was
If
a
you shoot
peak.
into
Yeah, into
100
the giga
craft,
ball.
you
Yeah.
can hit something.
There was like a peak on Hunter that you were doing on, like towards our side of the map, towards Hunter, like you were like going around the rock to hit him,
Yeah.
and I bombshelled there, and I saw you pull back there, which is like, I think it's more of a psychological counter, like bombshell, because it just doesn't do anything.
Yeah. I wasn't paying attention to my beam, and when it was really like I misclicked and pathed it really outside the rock by accident.
Yeah, that beam DD was actually the one thing that I was a bit concerned about for the whole
Yeah.
time that I was there. It was
Yeah,
literally the
I
only
was-
thing that I was other than the craft, but you know.
The
Yeah,
problem
I-
was
No.
like getting track on it was really hard, and I was on like 7k away, just couldn't see it. So I just bombshelled it and did nothing to it.
Yeah, I was hoping to beam the sides of the liners from the rock, but by the time I got my attention back to it, it was really too far out. Also, in the first match, I did manage to get a decisive engagement against the Anus craft, but I didn't really push on to try to find targets to strike against afterwards.
Yeah,
Were you the
and
carrier quiz?
I was the carrier in OSB carrier. In the first
Right.
match.
Yeah, you did really well. That one fight with our fighters, like, you killed, fucking, how much was it? Like 20, 30 Tantos or something like that in that engagement. It was quite a lot.
Yeah,
Like,
but I,
2-to-1 disadvantage.
yeah, just a lot of STMs and missiles.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. It's really powerful against that. So that was really good. I figured that by that point though, you'd spent so much time like getting ASFs up that you didn't have any strike at the
I
time.
did have some strike, but they went bingo by the time I won that engagement.
Right,
Which
right.
no, and actually that first match, like the monitor ball was a complete mispick because Zeno with the CLs just flexing across the map, coming at us from every angle, was impossible to pin down.
Yeah, Yukon's good with CLs.
Yeah. If you had managed to catch me on one of the points, then I would have died immediately. Like I would not have survived 5 minutes.
Right.
But
Don't let yourself.
I just
Like-
managed to sort of be like one step ahead.
Right, but with like a top speed of like 25 meters a second, like the Acellos would be there completely on their own.
Yeah. Oh, and in fairness, the Acellos do win that fight against the CLs unless they have the crossfire with the CHs.
Right.
You managed to damage my CH there quite a bit because I lost front thrusters and I couldn't kite as well. So I did take a bit of damage. I lost the turret.
I was trying to run you out of ammo more than anything. sit in that
Oh, I
sweet
was
spot
working.
engagement range because I didn't know how much AP you had, but I figured I brought more because I had about 800 shells total.
Yeah, I mean, if I could shoot the amends, I shot those, and I think that worked out okay. And once the CLs actually got the crossfire, then yeah, it gets rough.
Yeah, that crossfire we got on
I was indeed
on the
down
SLS
to
there.
I was indeed down to 25 AP rounds there towards the end. So
I was looking, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, the first game was pretty interesting because like I had two sundials, like high and low, but it felt like we didn't like have a lot of information on your positioning, which was really weird. It
That
was
is
just
exactly how we felt. Very funny.
yeah,
yeah,
you'd craft like literally everywhere, but like I couldn't actually see any of your ships.
There was that MMT going around the left side, which like was just like hovering there just out of range of me for so long, and I had other things to do. I couldn't go kill it, but it was bothering me so much.
No, I enjoyed getting your natural, even if it costed MMT its existence.
Yeah, I mean you had to make a play, and that was a very good one. It just wasn't one that could, yeah, because
It wasn't
distracted with
sustainable. It
DD.
had nothing
Yeah,
to
it wasn't
follow up.
sustainable. Yeah.
Yeah, good games overall though. You guys played really well. I was pretty impressed with that.
Yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of that. So thank you.
Couldn't fight you to a
Thank
third
you.
match, so
Unfortunate.
It's
been fun.
difficult.
Hey, if we'd gotten the third match, this could have been my promotion series if I didn't do it the other night. Oh, you bitey little shit.
All right. Well, again, thank you all for playing, and good luck to Limos in the finale. They'll be playing the 29th against either 1-800 Got Hellbombed or Colon 3. We'll be seeing them playing next week on the 22nd at 8 p.m. EST. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight. Everyone watching at home, to the casters as well, Scapegoat and Neko.
Who's the sponsors? Do we need to get to the sponsors?
We do not have any sponsors. Sorry, no
That was
sponsors.
a bad joke. You do not need to bite me for my bad jokes. I know you're mad because I didn't win.
Okay. With that said, I will now force you all to leave.
Bye.
It's the end.
Bye.
Goodbye.